You flared at 50 feet. Why? It's not your stick control, it's your screen. Flat monitors compress 3D space into a 2D pancake, tricking your brain into floating over thresholds and slamming onto runways. Today we're putting stereoscopic 3D vision to the ultimate test using the Pimax Crystal Light across 3 extreme landing challenges that are virtually impossible to judge on a flat screen. Let's see if true depth perception actually fixes your landings. Cabin Creek sits deep in the Idaho wilderness at 4,289 feet. Surrounded by dense Douglas firs, this 1750-foot cross strip forces pilots to execute a low-altitude river approach where tree canopy height is your only visible reference. First, let's watch what happens on a flat monitor. Because the tree canopy looks flattened against the ground, your brain panics and flares early. You float over half runway and run straight into the bush. In the headset, 2 distinct sidelines give you true stereo depth. To the Pimax Crystal Light, glass lenses clarify individual tree branches beneath your wheels, allowing you to hold your descent right down to the absolute last second. Level runways are one thing, but what happens when the runway itself is tilted on a 15-degree mountain slope, designed to completely destroy your visual horizon? To land with this level of precision, your headset can't blur the ground. The reason Cabin Creek was even doable comes down to the Pimax Crystal Light, specifically these glass apheric lenses. At 2880 by 2880 per eye, there's zero lens glare or distortion when you look down past your door sill. You see individual grass blades, not a pixelated blur. Bugalaga is a high-altitude bush strip carved into the mountains of Papua New Guinea at 6,200 feet, with a brutal 15% uphill gradient ending at a sheer drop-off. Landing here requires a one-way approach straight into the side of the mountain. On a flat monitor, the uphill slope creates a severe optical illusion. The ground looks like it's rising too fast in your windshield, causing you to pitch the nose down, slamming directly into the face of the hill. In 3D space, your brain's sense of balance matches what your eyes see. You don't pitch down to correct a fake horizon, you pitch up to match the terrain gradient. Absolute touchdown precision. Matching a mountain slope takes spatial awareness, but you still have room for error. What happens when there's zero room for error and touching down requires hanging your head completely out of the cockpit window on an 18.6 incline with no possibility of a go-around? Perched high in the French Alps at 6,588 feet, Courchevel. It's one of the world's most famous altiports, featuring an 18.6 maximum slope and no instrument landing system. Aircraft must land uphill and take off downhill, go-rounds mathematically impossible once committed. On a flat monitor, tracking your landing gear over Courchevel's threshold requires using a head switch or a camera thumbstick. The second you manually pan the camera, you likely lose spatial awareness and drift off your flight path, and potentially your flight controls will also go the other way as you want them to go. In VR, head tracking lets you lean your actual body out of the window if you want, but it's not always necessary. Using the ultra clear resolution of the crystal light to track your gear touching down right on the numbers, high resolution VR connects physical movement directly with aircraft handling. So when you analyze the playback across all 3 tiers, the difference isn't flight skill, it's spatial input. Of course, the flight skill still matters, and you could see that my landing skills still require some tweaking. Flat screens force you to guess height through flat textures. Stereoscopic 3D vision gives you brain real-time depth and one-on-one skill. And that's what really helped me improving my landing skills, especially on these runways, but also of course on the landings on other airports. Flat screens work for instrument practice, but for landing position, 3D depth perception changes everything. Now that we've mastered visual precision in bush blinds, it's time to take this clarity into the eyeliner world. Click right here to check out my full walkthrough of the newly released A220, where we tour the flight deck and test its systems inside the Pimax Crystal Light. Now if based on this video you also consider to buy the Pimax Crystal Light, I've got some good news. Check the description because there's a nice discount code for you. Subscribe for more deep dives and I'll see you in the skies.